Rhea first. Wide receiver, kick returner Justin McMillan, quarterback Alex Cohen, head coach Dan Mulrooney, and defensive lineman Jude Sampson. Coach, I'm going to open it up to you first. Any post-game thoughts, comments, and then open up to the group for questions.
Yeah, credit to Del Valle, the hell of a football team. The reason they've been here for a long time, right? And I'm really proud of our seniors and our team for stepping up to the challenge and competing. We talked all week about competing, and my little score didn't replicate, what we wanted. But at the end of the day, I'm super proud.
Now,
Questions?
Obviously, a historic season for you guys to get this program, to have this turnaround. How proud are you of the senior class? Kind of what they did from the beginning to where they're going to leave.
Sure, they catapulted the whole thing. They came in with 17 players in 2017 when I took the job, and to get where we are now on the national stage is just unbelievable. And we talked about it a lot. We said, this is a great feeling being in the NCAAs, and we want to be here every year.
Coach, the game didn't start off. Tell me what was going through your thoughts. Did you think, okay, this is it, we could be taking this another seat? Tell me what you were thinking.
Yeah, when the game started?
Yes.
Yeah, Justin's a hell of a player, and we saw on kick return we had some opportunities. We talked all week about when you're playing an elite program, when you have an opportunity, you have to make them feel it. Mm-hmm. And we took advantage of that one. And then we had a few more, I thought, in the first half. We dropped some touchdowns and things like that in the red zone. We didn't get it done. But you know what? We'll learn from it. And, I think it was Rocky versus Drago in the first 2 minutes of the game. I think I did. And then, you have to believe. And our team believed the whole time throughout. So I think that's a credit to the kids.
Justin, why don't you expand on that opening kickoff? What did you see? How did it develop? And how did you get to the end zone there?
Opening kickoff, adrenaline rushing, just trying to make a play. I got a couple great blocks, but from my teammates, and just took it to the sideline.
Alex, I'll ask you. What was it like facing this Del Valle defense? What did you see? You had more success than most teams against these guys in the regular season. How were you able to have that success?
Coming into the game, it's obvious that we knew it was going to be a challenge, but we will never back down from a challenge no matter who it is. And we know that we have guys all around the offense, up front, outside, running back. So we knew that we liked our matchups, even with the number one defense in the nation. And it was definitely a challenge, but we're going to learn from it, and we're going to watch film, and we're going to carry it over next year, and hopefully come out with the W next time.
Coach, you keep talking about here next year. Is this that much of a learning stage for you guys?
Yeah, whenever you play in the NCAAs, when you fail, you learn, right? And we've been through so much failure, when you start a program from nothing and build it to something. And it's just another learning piece for us, right? So when you fail at things, you have to learn from them. And what we've done in the past, when we failed, we learned and we built. Okay, so now we have to catapult this to keep building. And I'm so proud, and I can't wait, actually, till next year. Then we lose a lot of good seniors, lose a lot of good players. All right, but I'm excited to start recruiting next week and get back on the train.
Jude, can you talk about just the experience of being in the playoffs, what it was like leading up to today, the winning the conference title, figuring out the announcement where you're going to play, just the whole thing?
It's all just surreal. I always knew one day we'll be here, but never knew the day would come this fast. It's my last college game. Just happy we competed. Yeah.
Coach, what has Jude meant to your team?
You get a Jew once in a while. We're emotional after the game. He's a great background. He's been through a lot, and he grew up a lot in front of my eyes from when he was 18, right? When you were 18 until what he was now. And I think if there is a future for him in football, I think some teams are interested, and a couple teams have contacted me and things like that. Some guys came to see him. He's a special guy. When you get a Jude, you always are just a special moment when you get a guy like that.
One last question for you, Coach. What makes the Delaware Valley pass defense so good?
I think it starts up front. We had trouble blocking their guys up front, I think, and their pass rush, and the way their team speed. The way they can attack him and make him uncomfortable, I think, is the start of it. And then obviously their team speed and their athletes in the back end. They have size. They have great team speed. They run to the ball. And when they blitz, they really get after it. So, credit to them. They have awesome players. I think that's kind of what I realized throughout the game is, hey, if we want to be back on this stage, I got to get some players like them.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Yep.
That'll do it. I appreciate it, guys. Congrats on a successful season.
I appreciate it.
Good shot. Conference, senior quarterback Daquan Bohannon, head coach Duke Greco, senior linebacker Anthony Tedesco. Coach, start by opening it up to you. Any comments, thoughts, regards from the game?
No, I thought Anna Marie was a good team, well coached. They did a good job, and I was proud of our guys. I think the way the game started, they had some adversity early, and then we settled in and took care of business. I thought it was a good day for Delaware.
Open up to questions from the group.
A good day. 62 points is a lot of points. Was it a thing where everything just went right, or is it just you guys were just taking care of business?
No, I think for us defensively, we were able to get the offensive ball back and give us some good opportunities till the second quarter when we had a couple turnovers in a row. But offensively, our guys made the most of the opportunities, and when you're able to run the football, it gives 11 opportunities to make plays, which he took advantage of.
Daquan, can you expand on that a little bit? What did you see out there? 14 of 22, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. What did you see, and how were you able to take advantage of the defense today?
I would just say we were very prepared coming into the game, and our running game helped open a lot of windows for us to be able to, run our RPOs and things like that, just to open windows for a lot of passing opportunities.
Big game from senior wide receiver Aaron Nelson. Can you talk about him a little bit, the impact he had on today's game?
Probably the hardest working guy on our team. It was just a matter of time before we knew we'd have a game like this, so it didn't really surprise me. Just happened at the right time, I guess you could say.
It's playoff pop.
That's right, playoff pop.
Playoff pop.
Coach and Anthony, first quarter they had some drives to get into your territory. What were they able to do on those first couple drives that you eventually had to make adjustments to?
Coming into this, we knew it was going to be a different look for us. We've never really seen an air raid offense this year, so coming in, we knew they were going to pose some challenges. But we got the best defensive coaching staff in the country, the best D-backs in the country. They made adjustments, we made adjustments, and we ended up shutting it down.
Go ahead, Daryl.
So now that you've seen an air raid, impressed and not impressed?
Well, I'm impressed. They had some weapons over there. They had the 2 legit receivers. The quarterback was tough. Manny made some good throws, and yet it was impressive. A good team.
What were the thoughts on the sideline after they took that opening kickoff and we took the early lead? Was there any panic, or was it just let's get to what we do?
No, not with this crew. We're a senior-ridden team. We're an older group. We've been around for a while. We stay calm. We trust in our skills. We trust in our coaches. Put us in the right place to make plays. So we just kept the course, kept going. We knew the scoreboard was going to take care of itself.
What happened on that play?
We got to look at the film, but
Gotta look at the film. I'm not exactly sure what happened.
I'm not sure
I
either.
think we had a couple guys out of their lane, and the guys on the sideline, we were really, really poised. I think I was the only one at that point that was scared.
Did you feel better after Brevard's kick return?
Yeah.
Daquan, you are a great running quarterback. And tackling you is really difficult. How do you make the decision when to go or not?
Today we seen it was a lot of things that we seen. They would like bring extra. So once I seen that they lined up an extra, if he came, I would just find my lane and pick it and get what I could. Because once they do that, I know they're a man, and most of the time they got their back turned down the field. So it was just like a lot of open lanes that I could take advantage of.
Coach, I know you don't like to talk too much about the future, but you already know who you're going to play. What are your thoughts?
That'll be a tough game. Muhlenberg is really, really well coached. They have some really good players. Was able to look at them a little bit the last couple of days, thinking that they could get the win today. So love their quarterback and what he's done, and Nate does a great job there. Corey David with the defense. So we'll have our hands full. Not in a bad way. I think they'll have their hands full too, and it'll be a good game.
And Coach, your defensive backfield obviously very impressive across the board, but Jameer, 3 interceptions. He's got 9 for the season. What does he do so well that he's able to come away with those takeaways? It seems like every week.
Our secondary is really good. Our whole defense is great, top to bottom. I think with those guys, they get excited a day like today where they know that teams are going to throw the football. We haven't seen that in 4 or 5 weeks. So pretty much the whole week, him, Justin, Blaine, and Dante were excited to go. And he's got a knack of finding the football, which he did again today. So he's a great player.
Coach and Daquan, 297 passing yards and another 306 rushing yards, 603 yards of total offense. Talk about the offensive line a little bit and what they mean to this group.
Just across the board, I think our guys are locked in. Pretty much just bought into, the whole system, and we have a lot of talks about, playing for the person beside you. So we just reiterated that a lot, and they fired out and got the job done and got us clicking really early.
Coach, now in the playoffs, every week you're going to play somebody who's does something either very different or excellent or both. You've got such a short turnaround, particularly with the holiday this week. How do you prepare heading into Muhlenberg?
We'll meet as a staff here in a little bit, hang out for a couple hours, and then tonight we'll break down our film. And then as soon as we get the Muhlenberg games, we'll get working on them all day tomorrow. And even with the holiday, we're pretty lucky. I think by the time you wake up on Thursday morning, you're almost ready for the game, staff-wise. So we'll practice Thanksgiving morning, which is awesome. Come back Friday, walk through, and hopefully we're home. But if we're not, we'll go where we go.
One last one, Anthony. You were Player of the Week in the conference on the #1 defense in the country. Now you got a win in the playoffs. It's been a pretty good week, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely a good week. A week I can remember for sure. We're just getting started though, so a lot more memories to make.
Else? Good? All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.